of what they're doing, it can take months.
Pro freestyle bike riders like Josh White also rip half-pipe ramps, although their ramps are a little different.
A biker ramp, it should be maximum of 9 feet high. Any higher than that, and it gets a little too large for the wheel diameter. Bikes are a little higher off the ramp, so they need a smaller transition. The sensation of riding a perfectly smooth ramp with an excellent transition is none like I've ever felt. It's a feeling of being weightless, yet aggressive at the same time. It's total freedom. You can take yourself and your bike and twist yourself into weird positions that you might have never done before. Okay, the hardest trick that I've done so far in a contest is probably a 540 over the channel. That's real difficult because you're spinning and you're traveling sideways at the same time, so you have to really look around you at the coping and the channel, make sure you make it on the other side. That's real hard. It's a fun sport. It's my hobby and my job, so I'm real lucky.
We're back with the results of the sub-jam, the top 5 qualifiers going on to the final jam. So, Kevin, tell us, who are the 5 qualifiers?
Well, Richard, let's take a look. Ken Park, along with Billy Ruff, have advanced. Mark Gator-Rogowski and the stylish Chris Miller. And Steve Caballero, and they'll join Lance Mountain, Christian Hosoi, Jeff Phillips, Mike McGill, and Tony Hawk later on in the finals.
We'll be right back with freestyle champion Rodney Mullen, freestyle duo Diane and Primo Desiderio, and the final jam competition, so stick around.
Welcome back to Vision Sports Rock and Roll Jam. As you can see, there are many types of skateboarding. Freestyle skating is considered the graceful side of the sport. Along with its beauty lies a certain degree of aggressiveness. The combination of all these qualities cannot be better exemplified than by Diane and Primo Desiderio.
Put together a profile on this match made in heaven and on urethane wheels.
Like lower, really low, like this on the mountain?
Yeah.
Let's see, huh? It's good. It's going to get a lot of laughs today. Yeah.
On the sidewalks of Westwood, California, performing his skateboard wizardry for fun and sometimes pocket change from passers-by. Now married, his longtime skate partner and lovely wife Diane has joined in on the act. This husband and wife trick team performs their skate dance at demos and contests all over the country. They recently moved south, where you may have seen them skate as part of the street show at SeaWorld in San Diego.
The man who is to freestyle skating what Eddie Murphy is to comedy or Eddie Van Halen is to rock and roll guitar playing, Rodney Mullen.
Watch closely, Richard, because this guy is unbelievably quick. We caught up with Mr. Incredible recently while he was out here visiting from his native Florida.
I don't know if I would excel at everything I tried. Yeah, I've excelled at skating. It's pretty much my personality. Okay, in school, I pretty much excel. It's my personality to try as hard as I can, or else it kills me. come up with tricks, it hampers me to be around other people a lot. You have to be by yourself. It has to be your own expression. As far as like all these guys, they say, okay, I think about skating all day and all night, and I eventually come up with a trick, and I play with these little toy skateboards. It's useless. You gotta just, it just comes out. You don't know when you're gonna make it up 5 minutes beforehand. It just comes out if it's pure, if it's a good trick. There's one trick that I learned in 1980, and I suppose it's a real trick. It's a hard trick, and it's a solid thing. It's not just a chancy, like, Merry Christmas trick. The helipop, that's a good trick to really do it well. But, of course, my hardest trick is the one I've just learned. I mean, I don't make it every time. The goal of a freestyle performance is go out and do your routine, and you feel really one with everyone. And I think when you feel everything is the most fun, the most pure. The skateboarder, Rodney Mullen, it attracts a lot of people. It's kind of neat in a way. You get to meet a lot of people, and you get to learn to deal with them because they come to you. You can learn from them. And it's taught me to be less critical of people. Because, I mean, I was just a kid looking at, like, some pro skater that I admired, and I still feel like the same kid, but now they come to me, and it's sort of backwards. It used to frustrate me and make me angry. Like, don't you know what you're seeing? It's just me. I could do it all over again. I wouldn't change anything. Everything's been great. There's nothing you can improve on.
And it's been an incredible event. There's still to come. We are set for the final jam. The top guns of the sport are in the final jam. Ken Park, Billy Ruff, Mark Gator Rogowski, Chris Miller, Lance Mountain, Steve Caballero, Christian Hosoi, Jeff Phillips, Mike McGill, and Tony Hawk. Well, the sellout crowd here at the Anaheim Convention Center is ready to jam, and Billy Ruff is the first up.
Billy Ruff's been skating solid all day, kicks it out with a backside air, into a mute air, back across the ramp, 50-50 grind. Invert over the channels, watching him sail there, invert to fakie. The gay twist, 360 maneuver.
Boy, you have so many different names for these moves.
I'll tell you, he's just adding them up one after the other. Body jar, backside air to tail, and the air up Gariel, 540. Another 50-50 grind on that metal coping, invert. Billy having a good run here, kicks it out. That's going to be it.
Yeah, aerial pull out there for Billy Ruff. Ken Park is next, and Stacy Peralta talked with him earlier.
How you feeling in this crowd, the situation, the tenseness, the excitement?
The crowd's not really bothering me. I'm trying to concentrate on the ramp, and right now I'm having a good chance of doing that. So I'm trying to put the crowd out of my mind because it's a tremendous crowd, the biggest ever. So I can't let it get to me.
And Ken Park slams there to the deck. Tough luck, Ken.
Well, sometimes the pressure can get to you in this type of situation.
Yeah, it's a big crowd, biggest ever, as Ken said. Okay, Chris Miller is next on the ramp.
And Chris is back in with a backside air, as you can see, and into an alley-oop and kicks it out again. Mute air, back across the ramp. Chris having a stylish run again. A lot of travel across the ramp. Fast plant, kicks it way up in the air there.
Incredible balance, incredible.
Unreal, straight up and straight down. 50-50 grinding across the metal coping. Backside air, tweaks it out a little bit more. Air to fakie. And the gay twist, just kind of hanging up there in the air into that ollie. Rock and roll, sets up another maneuver. Nice run for Chris Miller. Axle sit. Front side bone out, air.
Wow, that's consistent, strong, diverse. All the adjectives you can think of for Chris Miller. An outstanding run, and the crowd approves there. We will return with more of the final jam, plus highlights of the spectacular highest sports rock and roll jam. Whoa. Gator is up next on the ramp. Here is Mark Rogowski.
Well, Mark's fun skater to watch, Richard. He's very unique maneuvers, and he puts them together well. And there's a mutated backside air, alley-oop, kicks out that backside air on the next wall. Kind of an indie air on that one. Front side lean over the channel. Airwalk, both feet off the board there. Channel plant right over the channel gap, and he throws it away.
Oh, Gator was going for broke. Steve Caballero, one of the crowd favorites, is up next.
Steve Caballero, Mr. Smooth, Mr. Style, been skating for a long time. Steve kicks it out on a backside air. Kicks his foot off on another backside air. Mute grab on the next wall. Backside alley-oop with style. Front side boneless foot plant over the channel. Little grind to set up for another maneuver. It's an indirect invert. 50-50 grind across the other side. And the big airwalk, Steve Cavallero, and he's going to leave it at that.
Yeah, kicking out. He's going to be happy with that particular run. Up next, we have Lance Mountain.
Lance Mountain's teammate is Steve Cavallero right there. And as you see Lance dropping into his next first maneuver, it's a front side invert over the channel. Lean air there. There's the McTwist, slow rotating.
Yeah.
Lance catching his breath into a backside air. And a bigger backside air, drags a foot out there. Front side touches down. That was a difficult maneuver, touching his foot after he went over the channel. In the air, straight up and straight down, enough for Lance.
Yeah, Lance Mountain. Next up, formerly from Hawaii, now in California, Christian Hosoi. He's known for his major aerials.
Christian is a well-known high-flying vertical pilot.
I've done the rocket air. That's pretty much my trademark. Lean methods. I like bio airs. I like to go as high as I can. And 540s are like the ultimate feeling for me.
And it's not just his hairstyle the girls love. They also go for his hairstyle.
Well, you're right, Richard. And Christian's really putting together a run here right now. And a little invert up to the lip. Stalls in an axle stall. And aerial to fakie right over the channel. And that's it.
Great run there for Christian Hosoi, a guy who's known for his aerials. A little earlier today, he did terrific in the highest air contest. Let's look back at that.
Let's see what this guy can pull out.
A select crew of skateboarding's top vertical air specialists were invited to go for broke and see who can fly the highest. It really takes precise timing and technique to float up to 20 feet over the floor of this arena.
Of the perfect life.
Well, your first air, it's all setup airs until you do your main air. So you want to do a setup air where you land right on the top. And right when you land, you pump as hard as you can. And then you stop the pump and you just use your speed and just float up as high as you can.
Nobody had topped Christian Hosoi's bionic aerial assault over the top of the measuring grid.
We continue now with the final jam, and Texan Jeff Phillips.
Another Texan, Jeff Phillips, front side, straight-legged over the channel. Big invert and a big guy. Big backside air, kicks it out. Front side boneless. That's one of his best maneuvers right there. Mute. Alley-oop over the channel, front side grind. Solid roll out, boneless back in. How about that one? Jeff Phillips putting up a good maneuver here with an invert. Front side air, takes a hand off and a foot off. Jeff Phillips.
Jeff Phillips, and now it's to a guy who's already become a legend, Tony Hawk.
Well, Tony Hawk, what can you say? He's just been doing it all afternoon. And right into the McTwist. Tony, 540 McTwist, what can you say? Mute grab, back and forth. Ollies up into a indie air grab. Big front side air, tweaked it out. Front side Madonna over the channel, slaps it down to the tail. Invert, look at him stall that one. The crowd's loving it. Body jar to take.